All right, I have a doodle sweater update. So I've started the color work and I wanted to give you a little tip on the chart. It has a symbol that doesn't have a definition. So let me show you what I'm doing and just some information on the chart itself. Okay, so this is my doodle. The ribbing is done in Eco Tweed and I love the little tweedy bits in here and I really like my colors. So I used my coloring sheet so I can tell kind of a rough idea of where my colors go. And then I actually think a customer brought this, which I thought was really nice. It's all nice and big. And then you see this little symbol here. So I found that the best way to make the chart work is by making one right whenever you see the symbol. So this is increasing the actual, so you can see here, the actual sweater is increasing. So this is your cast on at the top, and it obviously needs to get bigger. So that's where
I said decrease, but it's really an increase. So you're making
in the
a
chart,
stitch.
when you're in the round, so you're knitting around and around, like this here, from the top down, you always read from right to left. So each one of these is right to left. And then you will do an increase. And where you see this white part right here, this is your main color of your sweater. So if you look closely, it actually would be like this. You'll see that I used my main color and then my contrasting color goes here. Okay, so I did my increase here by making one right. So you do one in your contrasting color, one in your main color, then you make one right. And then you repeat this section all over again. So you do this all the way up. Then when you get here, that would also be a make one right. You could do a make one left, which just means that you do it through the back loop. I'll put a link on where you can find exactly how to do that. And actually, maybe I'll just try to show you. I like to make one right because it's snugger. So you've got one here, and you've got one here, and you've got one here, which just increases the yoke as you go. So let me show you a make one right. So I decided to use bigger yarn and needles to show you this, but this is the increase, the make one right. And to make one right, you use this bar. So the bar is right here in between your two stitches. So to make one right, you go from back with your left-hand needle to the front and grab that bar. So here's the bar here. This is the stitch we're going to increase. And I like to kind of use my finger to pull this forward to give you a little bit more slack. And then you go in and you make your increase. I like how snug that is. It kind of disappears, but you can see in sweaters, this obviously is going to the right. So there is a make one left, which let me just show you that. So to make one left, you go from the front to the back. And so this bar now is, if you can see, going to the left. So in a sweater, a lot of times this makes a difference because you're gonna see the increases kind of as a pattern. And to do that, then you go from the back here. This is a little blurry, but the same thing, you can pull that forward a little bit and you pick up that stitch from the back and then you knit it. So I did all make one rights, but you can see if you really looked, that one goes to the left and this one goes to the right. It's not really gonna matter in the color work. Whichever one you choose to do, you just need to make sure that you're consistent. So just to show you again, the one that I used, which can help you follow the chart easier because then you're just going to make one right every time you see that symbol. So we're going to go here. Here's your bar. And you're going to go from back to front. Here's the stitch. And then again, I pull it toward me a little bit to give it some slack and go in here. And then you knit around. And I just like how snug that is. It's not all that easy to notice, which is kind of what you want. And in your, I mean, I don't even think you can really see it, honestly, which is nice. There's so much going on in here. It's very hard to even see that, which is perfect because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You just want a really snug increase. So that is the symbol that you see in the chart here, right here. So that is a make one right. Hopefully that helps you guys with your color work.